If Greece were to be forced out of the euro currency, what would the consequences be?
I think they would be catastrophic for Greece. It would be like saying that a state like California, I grew up in California, all of a sudden would have to change its dollar into pesos or something like that. You can imagine the flight of capital, the run on the banks, the inflation, the loss of GDP, of growth. So this is why, even though we are in a very difficult adjustment program, which may need some modifications, staying in the euro is much safer, not only for Greece, but I would say for a wider Europe. I'd add to this, Greece is also pivotal in the region. Think of the Arab Spring. We're just neighbors to our Arab friends. Think of the Middle East and Israel. Think of the Balkans and our Greek-Turkish relations. It could have very deep geopolitical ramifications if Greece left the euro.
If Greece left the euro, what would the consequences be for the rest of Europe, in your estimation?
My belief is that the markets see what Greece is going through as a precedent for this European construction. That's why Greece does have a problem, but Greece is not the problem. Greece is a paradigm, if you like, for what might happen. So if we get our act together as Europeans and solve some of the structural problems of this integration in Europe, that'll be fine. If we don't, and Greece, for example, exits, then the markets will say, well, why not Spain? Why not Portugal? Why not Italy?
And the dominoes begin to fall.
And the dominoes begin to fall. So this is a crucial moment for European integration. It's a crucial moment. There are birth pains, if you like, for a more integrated or federated Europe, if you like. But this is a very crucial moment.
This is the acid test, if you will, about whether the EU survives, whether the euro survives, whether this whole idea of European integration is possible?
I think we're at a tipping point where Europe will either move forward into a more integrated Europe, getting beyond the blame game of scapegoating, whether the Greeks are this, or the Germans are this, or whatever. We work together, we integrate, or we will start splintering. And that will have a major impact, one way or another, around the world. If we're successful, it will help the world economy, it'll help the US economy. If we're not successful, there'll be a very negative impact on the US economy also.
How likely do you believe it is that Greece will be forced out of the euro?
I don't think anyone wants Greece out of the euro. Greece has a difficult task, and I could say that, for example, let's take the Greek problem is like a company that borrowed a lot but didn't produce a competitive product. All of a sudden it had a big debt and people weren't lending to it or lending very high rates. So it had to change, and we have to change to make Greece a competitive country.